How's everybody doing? Sorry, I've been going for a really long time. Hopefully, the Roomba noise isn't bleeding into my audio here, but I have been very overwhelmed, busy with a whole bunch of projects that I'm working on, one of which was to improve the signal software here in the trading room. So let me kind of go through what's going on here. This is still the nano signal, but I've added a lot of improvements to help make you more successful in your trading. So let's start with here. This is number one, right here. This is the mega trend, and we still follow that just like we always do. So we always want to trade with the trend, with the mega trend. So whatever we take, whatever we're doing for the day, this is the first thing we look at. So for example, today the trend is down, so we would want to be looking for shorts. Okay, this is new here, this area here. This is a reverse correlated currency, and what that means is that this usually works in exactly the opposite direction as whatever you're trading. So we're trading the euro here. This is the US dollar and Swiss franc currency pair, and they usually trade in the opposite direction of the euro. So for example, this is trading up whilst the euro is trading down. Okay, so the way you use this is kind of like a weather forecast. All right, this is what the coming weather is probably going to be. It's not a do all end all kind of a signal, but it's just another tool. So if, for example, this currency pair is rising, and let's say this was the euro was still in an upward trend, I could probably make the assumption that it's probably going to do a turn soon and start to fall. That's how you use that tool. Okay. Here is the macro trend chart, which hasn't really changed all that much, and what we use this for is just the levels. So you've got the profit pivot lines here, you've got the Keltner channels here, and what those do is those are just places where a price is very likely to either pause or reverse. They're good places for entering a trade. They're good places for exiting a trade, okay, with the profit. Now we get into the nano signal screens, and just let me explain what's going on here. There's some new stuff here that I've added to it. I wanted it to be more visual and easier to understand just by glancing at it. So the first thing that you'll notice is there's this line, this moving average that's running through it. This is a moving average. It's called a Hall moving average, and it tells me what the micro trend is in this particular moment. In addition, you've got the micro trend signal. So if the bars are orange, the trend is down. If the bars are purple, the trend is up. So now you have another thing to confirm what way prices are going. Okay. These dash lines are levels, okay? These are daily levels, highs and lows from daily charts, from the daily chart here, superimposed onto the nano signal chart and the micro trend chart, because also these are places where prices tend to bunch up, as you can see here and here. And it's also places where prices pause and then reverse, like you see here. Okay, so just more information for you to use in your tools to select what the trades are going to be. The precision entry tool is pretty much the same. I didn't really change anything here. So it kind of gives you a feel for which direction prices is going and when it's about to kind of blow its stack. So this measures volatility and extremes of price movement, oversold. So like right here, it was kind of up above the oversold line or overbought line, I'm sorry, for quite a long period of time, so you could anticipate probably a move down to the downward side, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so what else is there to look at here? This is the main signal right here. This is the nano signal, and the way I'm going to be using that going forward is this will go off and it'll give you plenty of advanced warning. And then what we do is we enter on a breakout in the direction of the trend of that bar, of the signal bar. So as you can see, I did take a trade here, and it's very profitable already. And I could actually take my profits here because it has touched the line here, one of the levels here, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing in a lot of the videos, is taking the profits at the first line. But you'll have actually now opportunities to take, this would be the first place to take a profit, this would be the second place to take a profit, etc., etc. So that's how that's all going to work. These orange lines here are just the high and the low from the previous day, just so we have that information on the chart. These arrows are pullbacks. So depending on where you're at in a trend, so here would be a nice one low. So if you got into, if you missed this entry here, let's say, because this is pretty early in the morning and I'm not up yet, and I could say, oh, look, it's trending down, but I missed the entry. When I get a pullback, you'll get a little arrow here and a signal, and you can enter in on this, and you can just literally either just take this down to the first profit taking area, or you could just keep riding it down and moving your stop loss behind it. But as you can see, you've got 5 levels here that you could have taken profits at and made quite a bit of money. So that's pretty much it. I just I'm always trying to make the signals better and the trading room better. I will be streaming live again, probably starting next week. It's almost the end of the semester, so I will have more time to focus on the streaming room. And I noticed a few more people signed up and subscribed. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really want the streaming service, the free streaming service, to be a success. And just make my money off the YouTube videos instead of charging people for other stuff to make this business fly. But anyway, that's kind of the plan, and that's the program, and that's the new stuff. Oh, and this one last little thing, this little arrow that just pointed here, that means that the trend has just changed. Okay, and you get a couple of different indicators. You get the trend line is now in a short bias. You get the actual moving average color changes to red if it's going down and green if it's going up, and then you get this little wedge arrow thingy here telling you that it's the trend has changed as well. So that's how the new stuff works. Hope you like it. Like I said, I'll be streaming live again next week, and I'll see you then. Later, bye.